this is what the bride ordered and this is what she got. So let's try to make the disaster and then see if we can fix it. Vanilla cake on the top, chocolate cake on the bottom. I think the bride probably said, I want a vanilla cake and a chocolate cake, meaning the inside of the cake, like the cake flavor, not necessarily the color of the icing. So I think there was some like big miscommunication going on with this, because a chocolate cake is not really the traditional, like a brown cake isn't really a wedding color.
Why is your icing like black?
My chocolate buttercream is a little darker than their chocolate buttercream. And we're just going with it, Kevin. For this experiment and teaching purposes, it'll be fine. I've also seen Ann Radin from How to Cook That, who I've been watching for years, since before I started my channel. She's done a couple of these series, amazing, go follow her. But the challenge of taking something that's failed and then turning it into a success seems like a lot of fun. I got caught up in smoothing it perfectly, which looks really good. Kevin pointed out that their cake didn't look that smooth. It really doesn't. It looks like very like a lot more textured buttercream. So this is painful. Okay, so we're not gonna use my tool that does the perfect smoothing. I'm just gonna use this. Let's just smooth it out with a spatula then. Is it close enough?
Yeah, that's close enough, Lori.
Can it
If that's what we're going for, it's close enough.
just mess up everything I just did? It somehow still looks cute. I don't. Okay, let's do the next one. My hunch with just looking at like the cake skill level is that she probably spent in and around 100 to 150 maybe for the cake. Whereas if you went to high-end bakery, what she ordered might be more like 500 or so, depending where you're living. So I think that there was probably a budget thing that went into this, budget factors. The one plus about this is that unlike some other cake disasters I've seen with tiered cakes, it looks like they've actually properly tiered their cake because it's not sinking in and it's not falling over. I feel like this is the least stressed I've been tiering a cake in my life because like it doesn't matter. Oh no, stop spinning. Don't spin. Instead of making my buttercream recipe that I know is good and good to work with, I feel like I should have replicated maybe their bad buttercream. Another thing I probably wouldn't do on a wedding cake is a shell border. I've always hated a shell border. They're so easy to pipe, but I feel like they're so ugly. I'm a borderless cake girl. The nice thing is that I actually really suck at buttercream flowers. So this part, I don't have to fake. It's likely gonna be really bad. These colors are also, to me, giving like Christmas poinsettia, not bridal, but we're going with it. The red is kind of like a light red. I feel like they were really going for that cascading coming down the flower look. So I think the flower placement is actually pretty good compared to what the bride wanted. But the flowers are looking a little soupy. I've tried to thin down my buttercream and I don't know if it's thin enough. I might have to just throw a blow dryer on the cake. All right. Oh, this one's a lot more soupy. There we go. This is what they wanted. Oh my goodness, it's getting very soupy. Maybe too soupy. Let's stick that in the fridge for a minute.
Look at those nice crisp edges.
You know what? I would make nice roses. And the one time that it's like, Lori, you have the freedom to let your really bad roses show. And it's fine. It's what we're going for. And it's just like, cute. Stick that on the corner here.
So pretty.
That's not pretty. This looks more like a carnation than it does a rose. Like where's the petals? Let's put that there. There's a big F on this cake. I wouldn't normally ever suggest putting like a big letter on the cake. Brown and white, it's not the best look. Also more of like a calligraphy handwritten F would probably be cuter than just like the blob. We recreated it. This is kind of what the bride and groom got. The two inspiration pictures that she gave are very different from one another. So that itself is a little bit confusing. Part maybe of what went wrong here. Now, if I was the baker and given a small budget and told to do this, I definitely would have gone with the white on white and not the chocolate. I would put the chocolate on the inside of the cake. And if I was gonna pipe buttercream flowers, because that would be the cheapest way, I would try to match the colors a little bit closer. Definitely this like, it's a leaf green, but like it's not the prettiest, cutest green. Like there's a lot of other shades of green that would have been a lot cuter. This beautiful dark green would have been nice, or this really nice soft green. But when you go with that kind of, this is almost like a cheap birthday cake Sobeys green, you know? I wouldn't normally ever suggest putting like a big letter on the cake. Definitely not the brown roses. And I would try to work in gold somehow. So I think, and no shell border. So those are things I think that could have been done in making the cake and making it cheaply with not a high skill level, but have it closer to the inspiration. But if I was the bride and I was given this cake and you've got like no time, like maybe an hour or two to fix it and no tools and no ingredients, and you gotta fix this cake and make it closer to what the cake was, I wanna take this as a challenge to go get any of the tools and ingredients as cheap as I can with a really tight time period. So we gotta go to the store.
Right now.
Like right now. Right now. Just getting to the grocery store. I know I need flowers and icing. I think that's it. We've got to hurry because I want as much decorating time as possible. It's okay. Hey, just stop here. Just stop here. Just stop here. Take your phone. Take your phone.
Where's she going? I gotta park still. How did she get inside so fast?
Okay, I want to try to do this as fast as I can in the flower section. I know I need flowers and icing. Roses.
There she is.
What took you so long? I need your help.
I had to park the truck still.
Do you have the roses or? Roses. These are the roses, the main part, and then I got some cute little pink fillers there, but I need some maybe cream tones, green tones, which these are nice because these kind of have the green and the cream, but they're a bit big. And then I've got all these like bouquets, but like I don't really, oh, I like this flower though. Pretty. These have a nice green and cream to them. I'm liking this. Okay, filler, not loving, but these little buds, love. So with the flowers, I was looking for a couple different things. I was looking for the color, yes, that would work with the cake, but also the texture of the leaves, but mainly the size. So large, medium, small fillers. That's gonna give me a good arrangement. Flower science. Keep up. Hoping and praying they still sell icing that you can just buy. They still sell their icing, which thank goodness, because that's going to be the easiest thing to do here. We do not have time to make icing from scratch. Also, it's supposed to be easy, so no one's going to sit there mid-wedding be making icing from scratch.
Is that enough?
I hope so. One more stop. I want to stop at the craft store because there was gold in her inspiration picture. So I want to see if I can bring some of that gold to life. Just give her that little extra to push over the edge. And I need a cake smoothing tool because we're acting as if someone had this cake and would have no tools. I've got the tool and I've got dust. Not what I wanted, and it's expensive, but I got a coupon, so. You think maybe we've got time?
Don't have time.
Do you think maybe we've got? Too early. Okay. I got my new flowers, new icing, and some decorations, and my tool. I really don't think there's much we can use here, so I think if I scrape this down, I can add a thin coat of icing, and then just add my decorations on top. That's gonna be the fastest way to like just transform this cake. So maybe use this and a knife and spatula and just try to get the icing off.
Can you just hold on a sec? Can you just lift the cake up?
Okay,
You just gotta fix
it
something.
up?
Yeah, we have to fix something here.
It's heavy.
Sorry, there you go. You can put it back down now. I'm just gonna put this back here.
What?
That's a tool. That's one of your tools. Nobody would have that. Nobody's gonna
That's
have a
not
cake deck. No.
That is so mean. How am I? Hold on. Hold on.
What are you gonna do with the oil, Larry? What do you do with all these oils?
Joke's on you, Kevin.
Is it gonna fit?
I don't know.
It's pretty convenient. It's even got like a grippy edge to it, so it's not gonna slide.
You know what? That works great. I'm impressed. Okay, let's scrape. I could reuse the icing on the top layer, but since I had to buy a different kind of icing, it might not match. So the easiest way is to just scrape it down and add a thin coat on top, and then add our decorations back on.
All your hard work.
I know. All my imperfectly piped flowers. Here's the thing with this tool. Can we just have a minute for it? Because it's got a straight edge and it's tall, but this grip thing is just cumbersome and in the way. Like it actually just gets in the way of your fingers. And then see that round edge, which ironically, they photoshopped it on the cake box to make it not look round, but it leaves like a bead of icing around the border of the cake. Not to like hate on other people's tools, but I spent a long time designing mine and it does not have those things that I would consider design flaws. I don't want to carve into the cake with the tool is the problem, so I don't want to go too deep. What are you doing?
Just looking at Archie.
He is cute. Like I'm aware that he's really adorable, but he is also the most impossible dog. Yes, you little diva. You know, Archie's so picky, I wouldn't be surprised if he started writing Yelp reviews for his food. He would probably rate me a 2 stars for the kibble options alone. But today, we are taking a break from that rejected food buffet because Sunday just sent us some more of their lightly air-dried dog food. And he actually loves it. Archie approving of something, that's about as rare as him eating his dinner without giving me side-eye. And for context, I'm pretty sure Archie could win an award for being the most stubborn eater. We have gone through kibbles like it is a speed dating event. And when that didn't work, we moved on to fresh food, which had us swiping our credit card faster than he could swipe left. Seriously, at this rate, he's gonna start Uber Eatsing his own meals if we don't keep up. And I have a freezer full of rejected gourmet dog food that is starting to look less like a freezer and more of a doggy museum dedicated to meals Archie has rejected. But then Sundays came to the rescue. Finally, it's got the ease of dry food, but with all of the fresh, healthy goodness. And I honestly can't tell you who's more excited, me because I'm finally done negotiating with a dog over dinner time, or Archie who's acting like he finally just swiped right on his perfect meal match. Luckily for Archie, taste isn't the only thing that Sundays has going for them. They are veterinarian founded, which means that they make sure it's made of quality ingredients and 0% synthetic nutrients or fillers. So if you have a 4-legged food critic at home, then save yourself the headache and check out Sundays. Go to sundaysfordogs.com/icing or use code icing at checkout to get 50% off your first order. How's this looking?
Pretty messy.
Surprised how much you can do with a butter knife, to be honest. It's not working half bad. Okay, I think we're there. Redecoration time. I let this chill in the fridge for a little bit just to like harden everything up. Now there's 2 different cakes here. One almost looks like a naked cake underneath the icing, so you can see that's not a lot of thick icing. I can't really do that because we've got a dark color here. But the other one's full coverage, so I think we're gonna go full coverage because that's kind of our only option right now. I feel off because I'm used to my cake tools and I don't have my cake tools. So it's making me a little uncomfy. Well, I'm still under the hour mark. I guess now I've got like an hour to decorate a wedding cake, so. I'm just putting it on with a silicone spatula. I've never in my life. Icing them would be a lot easier if I D-tiered these. But if I was gonna D-tier these, that would probably cause a mess.
Is that a technical term?
I really don't think so. But what would be the technical term of it? I feel like that's what it should be though. You tier a cake, you D-tier your cake. You untier a cake, you D-untier.
Deconstruct?
Deconstruct? Sure, deconstruct. But like the average person probably wouldn't know how to deconstruct a cake. And even me with my experience, I'd probably make a mess of it. And then you'd have to have someone who's skilled enough who can tier a cake. So with a time crunch and not a lot of options, this will work. I think this video series could be really fun. So tag me on Instagram in any cake fails that you want me to try to rescue, because if this does well and you like it, then I'm definitely down to try more. The key is adding on too much icing and then taking some of that icing off. It's not the nicest icing, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to get a super smooth look. Rough texture is gonna be easiest.
Yeah, well, this icing's got a lot of, it's very airy,
It's airy,
right?
it's very airy.
So it's gonna be hard to get a smooth.
That's the thing. But there's no time to like make fresh buttercream.
How's your fancy cake turntable working for you?
You know what? It's not bad. For being a lazy Susan, I am not mad at it. It's a bit smooth, but it's also not smooth, so it looks like I did a bad job icing the cake. So let's add some texture so it looks purposefully not smooth. I may have overbought icing because I've got 2 big containers of this and I didn't even use the one. So we definitely could have cut down on icing costs. If you're trying to do it majorly on a budget, definitely dollar store has good flowers. Because this is a wedding cake, because we're trying to like rescue a failed cake and we want to make this beautiful, I went with fresh flowers. Okay, gold, right, gold. We want to do something with gold. Okay, this is optional because I feel like I've got time and I want to try to do something with gold. But if you've got a panicked, upset bride, let's do what we can to make her cake goals come true, you know, with crappy gold dust. Here's my recipe for the gold drip. 2 tablespoons of icing sugar, 3/4 of a teaspoon of gold dust. Now this is a different gold dust, so this really might not work.
I'm very skeptical about this gold dust.
And then 4 teaspoons of alcohol. Ooh, that looks like mustard.
Yeah.
Wow, does that have no shimmer?
Yeah.
Why is that called like gold luster dust instead of mustard luster? Like that genuinely looks like mustard.
Mustard dust.
That's what it's gonna look like on the cake.
And it looks exactly like mustard.
Like mustard.
But what is the
gold.
What does the dust look like without the sugar mixed in with it?
With just Everclear?
Yeah, that's terrible. Like how can you sell
How can
this
you
product
sell that?
and call it gold?
Oh my god. That's definitely not gold. That is definitely yellow mustard. Okay. No gold for the bride. I had plans. It's fine. The flowers will make the cake. The flower placement from the cake that was originally done honestly was not that bad because it was the cascading flower look that I'm seeing from the actual design. It's just maybe replacing it with some really pretty fresh flowers. I think that's gonna make a big difference. So I'm taking off these excess or outside whatever petals. They're a little dead. And then I'm gonna see if I can open it. Oh yes, look at that. I saw this from a florist page who talks about like how they like prep their flowers for bridal arrangements. And you wouldn't think about like manipulating a rose, but can we like have a moment?
Oh wow.
That make a difference?
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
But now is it too big for the cake?
Well, it's gonna be the size it's gonna be because it's open. I'll have a couple big flowers and we'll have some smaller flowers and we'll do a mix. It'll work. Also, I've seen a lot from a lot of your comments because I try to read as many as I can. And a lot of you just want more content from us. It's hard to keep up with YouTube videos sometimes with just life. But we had this idea. Evan and Caitlin, we love their channel. You should check them out. But they do an after show special in members. And we want to do that. We have a lot of ideas of what we could do with members, and it's just gonna evolve and grow as time goes. And you'll have to let me know what kind of things that you'll want. But the after show special, I feel like is gonna be really interesting. We've already filmed one for the last video we did. So that was the celebrity bake-off. That one is already live on the page, sharing all of my real thoughts and challenges and things that came up in that celebrity bake-off. I'm really excited because I feel like this is a great way for both of us to interact with you and share extra stuff that just doesn't maybe make sense as a YouTube video, but just more of us and more intimate.
I just started mowing down on this cake.
It was a mouse poo. To join members, click here or go to the channel homepage, and beside the unsubscribe button, click join. Just don't accidentally hit the wrong button.
Unless you're not subscribed, in which case it'll be subscribe. So click that one first and then click join members.
Yeah. Okay, flower placement. That first flower is the hardest, and once you get over that, everything falls into place a little bit.
This piece of canvas is your world, so you have to make these big decisions.
The issue is when I'm looking for inspiration from their pictures, you've got one which is cascading down with one color, and you've got another one that's multiple colors. So now it's kind of trying to play with the placement of the flowers. And to protect the cake from the pesticides in the flowers, I just got some saran wrap and I'm gonna wrap that around. Usually I do floral tape and things. Most people don't have floral tape. This will work just fine. You just gotta make sure to pull out that saran wrap. So, cascading. Maybe I should start with the middle and kind of build up and build down. I like that idea. Okay, we're going with the middle. This is a really big flower. Oh my goodness, too big of roses. Okay, decision, just in. Wow, that's humongous. Shut up, Kevin.
Should you pull more of the petals off the outside?
Well, I can do another one and make some smaller roses. You're making me rethink everything though.
That's not my intention. My intention is just to make you consider what you're doing and the impact that it has on the final look of the cake. She loves me?
Okay, well I do like
she
that.
loves me.
I do
She
like
loves me?
the less, no.
She loves me now.
Yeah, no, we're stopping there.
You know what the best part of this is? You got all these rose petals.
You seem like you were up to no good. You
No,
press record and then you walked over and you're like, you know the best part of something? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Look, okay, you got all these rose petals.
You're up to no
You
good.
stuff your pockets with these, and then you make it rain! That's how that works, isn't it? Made it all look so unhappy.
Okay, I mean, not the nicest wedding cake I've ever made, but I feel like it really captures the bride's vision, but only took an hour and a half with like little tools and ingredients, and we didn't use most of the flowers. But, like, so easy. I feel like I nailed it. Maybe, yes, kind of. If this was your wedding, you let me know if you'd be satisfied with the result, if you'd be happy with how the cake turned out. I feel like there's a lot to unpack here, so we're gonna record the after show right now, so that will be up by the time you watch this video.
Where do they find it?
You find it by clicking the join button down below or on our page. We're not quite sure yet. And thank you so much again to Sunday's Food for Dogs for sponsoring this video. We've worked with them a lot. They've been great to partner with. If you've got a picky canine like him, make sure to click the link down below. Love you guys.